What's up guys, Mugiwara here with the Stronghold Games, and today I wanted to talk about the state of Commander. Commander doesn't look the same as it first did when it was first conceptualized and brought to us back in 2011. The most important distinction to make from back then is the rise in popularity of the brand new format CEDH. For those of you who don't know, C in CEDH simply stands for competitive. Since the existence of CEDH, the decks, cards, and commanders that aren't being played are now referred to as casual within the community. I think this is the first issue that I have with CEDH, so I'll be addressing that first. To start, it's my opinion that the word casual has a bit of a negative connotation. At least in most gaming circles, saying that someone is casual usually implies that they're not trying their best to win and they're mostly just playing to have fun. While this definition may be true, it requires a lot of context to actually understand what's going on. For instance, is the reason their deck isn't perfectly optimized because they can't exactly afford the cards that would allow them to do that? Is the reason they're playing a suboptimal commander because they just prefer that card, its effect, its art, or have a nostalgic tie to it? Is winning as fast as possible just not as fun for them, and they'd rather experience a wide variety of interactions and board states that few formats besides Commander can offer? Having a separation from competitive and casual Commander is causing quite the rift in the community, at least in my local level from what I've observed. People might not see it, but it's definitely trending to further and further split the player base. I apologize in advance if this next section goes to offend anyone. Please keep in mind it's just my opinion, and I'll try to explain it as eloquently as possible so that you can understand where I'm coming from. CEDH, in my opinion, is a dismantling of the core components of what Commander originally were. I enjoy playing CEDH for a quick game of Magic, playing with some of the most powerful cards offered in Magic's history. However, one of the biggest problems with CEDH is that the CEDH decks act like Commander decks even when they're playing against non-competitive lists. If you've played Magic long enough, you've probably seen a scenario like this play out before.
Hey bro, you were able to make it. You want to gem some Legacy?
Sorry bro, I only brought my modern deck.
Well, we could just play my Legacy deck versus your modern deck.
That's a joke that I've made plenty of times with my friends when our decks formats just don't line up. But whenever we tell that joke, it's pretty obvious that it's a joke. No one takes it too seriously because no one should willingly subject their standard deck to play against a modern or legacy deck, unless you're doing it just to socialize and pass the time. That's why to me, CEDH feels a bit like a wolf in sheep's clothing. If you go to your local game store and someone asks you if you have a Commander deck, whether your deck is competitive or casual, you can say yes. For all intents and purposes, a CEDH deck is a Commander deck. It's a 100 singleton card deck, the legendary creature is your commander, and every card within it is in your commander's color identity. However, if the other three players are just playing their favorite kitchen table deck and you sit down with your Turbo Adnaz deck, you shouldn't feel like you're playing the same format. One of my other issues with CEDH in the Commander sphere is that it feels a bit like a solved format. Do you remember watching the top 8 of Pro Tours and seeing 16 Siege Rhinos, 16 Sylvan Advocates, or 32 Okos and 32 Uros? What happened back then is the greatest minds in Magic all came together to figure out what the best cards in their format were and the best ways to utilize those cards to win a competitive high-stakes tournament. CEDH is very similar in that regard. If you scour the top tier deck lists, you'll find the same cards littered across the top tier deck lists if they share a color with each other. But unlike those Pro Tours, Commander wasn't meant to be competitive. And not only that, but CEDH doesn't rotate like Standard does. When Standard eventually rotates, players are forced to find new ideas, solve new problems, and just play with new cards. CEDH doesn't rotate. I mean, sure, new sets come out and they might impact the format with a couple of cards, but not the same as a rotation. Speaking back on that part where Commander wasn't meant to be competitive, as a huge fan of Super Smash Bros. Melee, I completely acknowledge that not everything that was made to be just for fun can't be competitive. But I will say this, there's a reason when you watch a Smash Melee tournament, it isn't a 4-player free-for-all. Ultimately though, there isn't anything wrong with playing a format that doesn't rotate. As I mentioned so long ago in this video, I enjoy playing CEDH. My problem with CEDH is that it kills the spirit of Commander. Commander to me is a format that invites you to play these janky or suboptimal cards that wouldn't really be good in normal games of Commander but work really well with the Commander that you've chosen. It permits you to play almost every card throughout Magic's history to fulfill a pipe dream or do some convoluted combo or just for nostalgia or art purposes. And at the end of the day, I can't see why you'd want to restrict yourself to just play the best cards all the time. That's where my true gripe with CEDH comes from. Not from being its own fun format, but from borrowing the name EDH. In reality, if I look at them side by side, they don't look too similar. To any of you who enjoy CEDH, and especially those of you who prefer it over casual Commander, I hope I haven't offended you. I also hope I've explained my point eloquently enough so that you can understand where I'm coming from. My main point of this whole rant is that the only thing that makes CEDH a problem is it isn't acknowledged as its own format in less confusing terms. If you were to ask me to come up with solutions to these problems, I have a few ideas, but I know that they're a little bit idealistic. The first one would just to be call CEDH something unrelated to Commander. It may be too late to conceptualize a rebranding of the format, but the name really is one of the things that causes the community the most distress. If you don't see how or why this is an issue, please try to put yourself in the shoes of someone who shows up to the LGS wanting to have fun and play Commander with their pre-constructed Commander deck. They sit down next to a couple of players, all with CEDH decks, and the guy across from him tosses Oracles and Demonic Consultations on turn 2. The next idea I have is even more idealistic, but here it is. I would really love if CEDH players picked up Canadian Highlander. Canadian Highlander is a format that bears some resemblance to what CEDH is. I'll talk more in depth about it in another video, but essentially it is also a 100 card singleton format, vintage legal, and instead of a ban list, you use a points list. The main distinction between the two is that there isn't a commander commanding your forces. There's no color identity, and it's a 1v1 format as opposed to a 4-player free-for-all. In my most humble opinion, this is the format that people who enjoy CEDH should be playing. The biggest objection one might have to this is that Commander allows you to play with 3 of your friends, while Canadian Highlander only lets you play with 1. But if you really enjoy playing with your friends, you should like playing casual Commander too, right? And if you feel the need to combo off on turns 2 or 3, do you really enjoy playing with your friends? I apologize for being so critical of a format that I know is deeply loved and growing in popularity. I'll reiterate one more time, I enjoy playing CEDH. I just wish it wasn't called CEDH. I wish that asking someone if they had a Commander deck so they could round out our pod didn't invite someone to terrorize our playgroup or be terrorized by our playgroup. I hope I've made that point clear. Thank you all so much for watching. I know that this topic is pretty ripe for commentary and criticism, so please feel free to leave a comment with your opinions so I can read it and enlighten myself on some other perspectives. Also, if you liked any of what I had to say, please do me a favor and share this video so that it can reach more of the community. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.